Well, here we are live on Amazon with Travis Perry, inventor, founder, owner.
Got to start off with this lick today, Scott. That's a cool little lick, ain't it?
I love it. I love it.
I like this little lick here too. This is one this is actually my lick. That's the ending lick, bluegrass ending lick. I like it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, welcome to Amazon Live. Travis, I was talking with Donna, who does a lot of social media for Chord Buddy. Beforehand, 35 days to Christmas.
I can't believe how this year has flown by. Goodson, my son, even said last night, "Daddy, it seems like Christmas was just a few days ago last year." I said, "I know."
Wow.
Hey, but I'll be honest, I wish it was Christmas year round. That's when we do our best business. So I wish it was.
Well, here on Amazon, we've been watching a lot of Chord Buddies go out the door. A lot of people learning to play guitar that haven't been able to before because, you said what, 70% of people quit?
70%. And listen, I have seen it my entire life. I have taught guitar for literally 50 years. And I have seen, as I said on Shark Tank, it was not a lie, not an exaggeration. I have taught thousands and I have seen thousands quit. 70%. You know, everybody sees their favorite bands on TV and hear them on the radio and then, gosh, it looks so much fun. And it is. Gosh, it looks so easy. It ain't. It hurts your fingers to start with. Yep. It's confusing because you've got left brain, right brain, you got muscle memory, you got hand coordination, and none of it working for you. And it just gets frustrating. And I have seen so many people quit. And that's how Chord Buddy came to being, Scott, is that I saw the problem. In fact, I was teaching guitar here in Dothan, driving an hour each way. And I told the guy that owned the store, I said, "I need to quit." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because I stink as a teacher." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because half my students have quit." And Scotty laughed and he said, "Travis, that's just the way it is. Everybody gets a guitar for their birthday or Christmas. They think they can play it instantly and they can't. And it just frustrates them and they quit." That is when I said, what if there was a magical device that allowed you to put it on the guitar and somehow it would make the chords for you with one button? And he looked at me and he said, "Travis, whoever invents that will change the world. It will change the way in the world people learn to play guitar." And I did. And he was right. And Scott, I jumped right on it. I mean, immediately when he told me that, 30 years later, I jumped right on it. I did nothing with it.
For people who've watched Shark Tank, they understand what you're saying. Keep going.
And one day, my daughter, I was talking to her and I told her the story. She says, "Make me one." We made one out of popsicle sticks, rubber grommet, a rubber band, and a first grade pencil. The big first grade pencils.
Yeah, those big round ones. Yeah.
Had to sand down one side of it so it would lay flat. See right there, it wouldn't roll. And anyway, we made one. And that's where this came from, guys, because my daughter, Brady Perry, said, "Invent that, Daddy." And I did, because all good daddies does what their kids want them to do, don't we, Scott?
Well, I tell you, and people joke about knowing 3 chords and being able to play every song in the rock and roll book. And Chord Buddy allows you to play 4. You've got the G, the C, the D, and the E minor chords. And how long would it take someone, Travis, if they were your student, how long would it take someone to learn how to not only put those fingers place their fingers on the strings, but also learn the strumming patterns. How long would it take them to learn that if they were your student?
And everybody's different because naturally some people are just more gifted and they pick up quicker. But even the quickest ones to learn G, C, D, and E minor and change chords without breaking pattern, that's another problem Chord Buddy fixes immediately. A month would be the fastest, but the honest answer would be 2 to 3 months to get those 4 chords under your belt, changing, strumming without dropping and breaking pattern. 2 to 3 months. Could be longer. I mean, but at the quickest, 2 to 3 months.
So if you were to teach someone to play guitar without the Chord Buddy learning system, and I want to remind people that Chord Buddy is a learning system. This is not a cheat. This is a learning system. Normally, the guitar teacher would teach you how to put your fingers on the strings to form the chords. But we start with Chord Buddy. You start with the strumming side of it.
Which absolutely. And that, listen, we just didn't make this up. We researched it. We did trial and error. And me as a teacher, I knew the left hand is what everybody thinks is the most important part. Hear me. It's not. The important part is rhythm and timing. I don't care how well you can make a add 9, a diminish, a regular chord, a blues chord. I don't care how good you can play. If you're playing out of time, you're not making music. You know what you're making? A dad blame mess. Rhythm and timing is the most important part of music. I can teach a monkey to shape his fingers, but what I can't teach him is to play in rhythm and time. So that's what we focus on. That is the first thing we focus on with Chord Buddy, and because it's the most important part. Now we're going to get you pulling these out just like that and making the actual chord and playing without it. Trust me, we're going to get you there. But to start with, it's so important to learn your chords. And let me show you. Let me explain that just a little more. So we start off in the brown book, which I know we got in the carousel there, but it's the lesson book, and I have moved mine. But anyway, we start off with the quarter strum, and that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So that's just on the beat, 1, 2, 3. A bar has 4 counts to it. Okay, so that's why we're 1, 2. Now then we go to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go to 1, 2. That's called the pick strum. Then we do the alternating, which sounds like this. See how much better that sounds than just. See, so we're stair stepping. We're starting ground level. We learn a more advanced, to more advanced, to more advanced, to more advanced. Then and only then we say, all right, rubber meets the road. Let's pull this sucker out and start playing. Then what we do, Scott, we go back through everything that we've already learned. Do all those songs again. But you're playing the D this time. All right, what we do after that? Hey, we pull out the next one. Now you're doing what this one was doing for you. See? So now you know the D and you know the C. Still using the G and E minor, but we're going to remove those next as soon as you get the handle on the C. And Scott, that's the progression right there. And listen, over 500,000 people have trusted Chord Buddy and have learned to play using it.
It's really interesting because you really started with a whole different theory where you start with that rhythm, which is so important. Because when you're trying to lead a Christmas song, which as we just said, 35 days until Christmas. And Chord Buddy, highlight in the carousel, you can get the Chord Buddy guitar learning system right now. If you have a guitar, if you don't have a guitar, you can get the whole combo set and get the award-winning Perry guitar with the uke, or with the Chord Buddy and the learning system and the tuner picks, the whole 9 yards right there. You can get it right here on Amazon. But you started with a whole different theory with learning that rhythm, because you can't be singing, what was Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Yeah.
You can't be going, strum, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I mean, no one's going to sing along with that.
Yeah.
Right?
And here's the thing, I've noticed that I have people tell me, oh, I can't carry a tune in the bucket. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then here's what I've always done. And I'll say, well, and I agree with them. Start with, I go, well, okay, maybe it's not for you. But before you just throw it all, out the door, do me a favor and just count to 10. And they'll say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said, whoa, you're counting in rhythm. You didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You counted in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll tell them, I'll say, now just clap your hand 1. And then I'll say, now just do this. Now just do 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going, wow, I am playing in rhythm. So everybody can play guitar. Everybody can learn to play in rhythm. It's just the way you do it. And we build a better mousetrap that our success rate is 92%. Wow. 92% of everyone that buys a Chord Buddy will learn to play guitar or ukulele, if you get the one for ukulele, versus only 30% without Chord Buddy. All right, let me say that again. Chord Buddy, I guarantee you're going to learn to use this and remove it and play without it and be playing on your own without it. 92% success rate versus 30% without it. And I stand behind that. In fact, Scott, to be honest, I feed my children breakfast on that commitment every morning. Meaning that's why, that's how I feed my family, is because this works.
Yeah. And a guarantee. You have a guarantee for that for the Chord Buddy.
I have never gave a refund. I have given refunds. Don't misunderstand me. I have never given a refund because he said it just didn't work. I've had people say, I don't have time for it. It's not what I wanted. I've decided I don't want to play guitar, but never. Well, it just didn't work. I'll put $1,000 on the line if somebody will show me it don't work.
Wow. I tell you, Travis, I know that it was Brady, your daughter, that was the one that finally prompted you to build Chord Buddy. You built Chord Buddy, and you were on Shark Tank, and Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, said, well, it's just a cheat. And
I'm going to see if I can show a picture of what's on my wall.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You see that?
That is a great moment in time right there, Travis.
That is the moment that changed my financial life and business life forever. And I praise God that it did.
Well, and that's, it's changed the life of so many other people being able to play guitar.
That was my second comment, but because it didn't just change my life, it changed tens of thousands of other lives.
Wow. I know that you've had so many stories over the years of people, veterans coming back from serving that had nerve damage, thought they'd never play guitar again.
Yeah.
Yep. Or
I had one guy Scott. This is a guy who is a veteran. Praise the Lord for him. He got all his digits blown off with his index finger, and he said, "I used to play guitar," and he said, "God, it was my life." And he said, "I've been so sad that part of my life is gone." And man, my throat this morning. And it was gone until he got a Chord Buddy. Now he'll always have to use it, and that's fine. I mean, if because the only way he'll ever play guitar again is using Chord Buddy. But he is happy again. He has got joy restored to his life, and that's what we do. We bring joy and we change lives at Chord Buddy.
Well, music is like nothing else.
Oh yeah, it connects us globally, and I believe it connects us universally. And what I mean by that is some woohoo stuff we may not even know yet. I think one day we may get a communication from somebody out there that it may come in as, "Hey, Alabama, I'm up here."
Larry Barnett says, the Chord Buddy is a great system. It changed my life. I have arthritis, and Chord Buddy lets me play again.
Yeah,
that's a great story. That's a great story.
My mother played it. I've said it more than once. She gave me the gift of music, and wonderfully, I was proud that I was able to give her the gift of music right before she passed, because she had arthritis so bad. I mean, it was the rheumatoid, the crippling that turns your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
And she couldn't play guitar. I mean, and I literally would see her cry. But she was able to play again by using Chord Buddy before she went to meet the Lord.
So you talk about you mentioned earlier the ukulele, and that there is available right here on Amazon, the Chord Buddy for ukulele, and it's the full combo kit. In fact, you were just talking to the folks over at Amahi. I believe the owner of the company of Amahi that makes the Amahi ukuleles.
I talked to, his name's Michael Shear, and the reason, in fact, he called me out of the blue and wanted me to be a rep for their company is someone told him that I was talking about his Amahi instruments on Amazon. So he called me and said, "Hey man, will you be a rep for my company?" So that's going to be happening real soon.
Those are beautiful instruments. That Amahi ukulele, and I would be certain that the guitars are equally good. I see a tuning there, Travis. Tell us about tuning an instrument, and you're using the patented Chord Buddy tuner there.
So this is a tuner I invented. Let me tell you why I invented this. When we started selling guitar packages to schools, and this was in 14 or 15, pretty soon right after we were a massive hit on Shark Tank, I started getting a lot of calls from schools. So we said, "Hey, we want Chord Buddy in our school system." So we started selling guitars in the Chord Buddy system into school. Well, I started getting a rash of calls of, "Hey, we broke a string. Hey, we broke a string." Well, I found out that they wasn't breaking strings from playing too hard. They were tuning, and they would get past their intended note, and they would keep turning. And what's happened, you try to get to the next octave, but what happens, excuse me, before you get there, the string breaks. So I said, wow, can we develop a tuner that actually knows when you're sharp of the note and will warn you to stop? Well, we did. Let me explain it to you. So when you are, let me write it on the right one. Yeah. So when you're left of center, look at that. Now we're tuning the bottom string, which is the A string. Cute story. I'm new to ukulele. I admit it. I didn't even know what the name of the strings was. I didn't. Now on guitar and bass, yes. Mandolin, yes. Fiddle, yes. All that ukulele, no. So I made a little rhyme or whatever you want to call it. Start with the top. Goodson can eat apples. So Goodson, G, C, can, E, at for eat, and then A for apples. And Goodson's my son, by the way. Goodson.
Yeah, I was going to say good son. Yeah.
So let's go back.
He is a good guy.
And he is a good son most of the time. So back to the tuning. So if the needle is left of center, like you see it there, and the screen is yellow or orange, whatever, then you're flat. So if you have a tire that's flat, what do? You add air to make it rise. With an instrument, you add tension to make the pitch rise. But now watch it. Watch that needle go from left. See how it moved up?
Oh yeah. Yep. And it turned red.
It turned red. So and so we passed our intended mark, didn't we? So green is where you want to be. Green equals go, just like a stoplight. Well, if for some reason you get past that, whoa, we're past it. What does it actually say? Somebody read that to me. Look, see it?
Stop.
Stop before you pop your string. Go back to green and go.
There we go.
And so this actually won in 2016. God, what was the award? Scott, we've won so many daggone awards, I can't remember them all. But it was new. Was it new technology or new innovation? Anyway, it was for the technology division, for a lot tuners and guitar pedals and electronics and stuff. But we won that. We also won best tools for schools. That was probably one of, and it is. That's my favorite award that we won. Best tools for schools. Because I knew then that we were going to be getting into kids' lives at an age where we can make a difference.
So the chord buddy for ukulele is very similar to the chord buddy for guitar. It's a learning system with removable tabs.
Yes.
So you start to learn the rhythm, and then as you learn the rhythm and you become more skilled at that, and you start putting your fingers on the strings, and you kind of wean yourself away. I know you've said in the past that chord buddy, whether for ukulele or guitar, is like training wheels for a bicycle.
Yep. You know, Scott, when I was learning to ride a bike, you know how my dad taught me to ride a bike? I lived at Perry Store, and it was on top of a hill. They call it Perry Store Hill, in fact. And he put me on a bicycle, and you know what he did? He pushed me down the hill.
He had medical insurance.
It was all good until I ran off on the side of the road and fell and skipped my knee and skipped my elbow. And I remember, you know, when you fall, you do. I tore all the hide off. And I said, Daddy, I don't want to ride a bicycle no more. It hurts too bad.
Oh boy, I tell you, it gives me the willies just thinking about all that skin.
Oh wow,
left on the road there.
But that's the reason that parents started using training wheels, so that wouldn't happen to little Joey, and little Joey wouldn't tear the meat off his hand or his knee and not want to ride bike. So that's why we did that. Well, that's why we did this for guitars, so it won't hurt your fingers so bad. You won't get so frustrated, confused, and you quit. That's why we did. Same reason they did it for little Joey. Why parents put training wheels. We did this for you, so you will not get frustrated. You will have fun from day one.
I love it. Hey, I just see Larry Barnett has a question. He says, "Will that tuner work on a bass?" And I believe it will. I believe I've used that on my own bass.
Yep, bass, ukulele, obviously, guitar.
We talked about fiddles and mandolins,
dobro, fiddle, violin. If it's piano, if it's a musical instrument, it will tune it. And here's something else I didn't mention. Most tuners, I wish I had one of the so-called leaders. Guys, it's so confusing. It has a button for this, a button to move down one flat, a button to move down two flats. Pick if you want to be chromatic or you don't want to be chromatic. You want to. It's so. You know what a tuner should do? Tune your guitar.
You know, Travis, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's funny that you mentioned that with the tuners with these other buttons, because I've used one of those, and while I was putting it on the guitar, I pushed the button, and it changed something. So it wasn't tuning to a standard guitar tuning. Now I was off, and then you go to play with your buddies, and it's just not right.
Oh God, golly, Scott! I could sit here and we could talk about that exact example many times over. And then they'll go, "You're out of tune." No, I'm in tune. Look, I'm in tune. Well, you're in tune, but you pushed the wrong button, and now you're 3 cents. You're flatter than the rest of us, or you're sharper than the rest of us. I owned a music store for years called Perry's Music Exchange. We had some wonderful bluegrass pickings there once a month. In fact, we're going to start picking here again once a month in December, first Saturday in the month. But anyway, I'd sell them a tuner. And back then, when I ran the music store, I didn't have my own tuner. I had a, Snark and all the others. And they would come in and go, "This tuner don't work." And I go, "Why?" I says, "Well, it says I'm in tune, but when I play with my buddies, I'm not in tune with them." And then I'll say, "Well, let me show you something." And I show them. I said, "See this little flat right here on here, or the double flat? You push the wrong button, and now you're tuning flatter than they are. Mm-hmm. You're under pitch from them. You're in tune with yourself. You're in tune with yourself, but you're not in tune with anybody else in the world, especially your own band members." And that's the problem with all those extra buttons. Is beginners don't know how to use them, and they don't know that they accidentally turned it on. And Scott, that didn't happen one time. That happened many, many, many times. People would come in, "This tuner don't work." So,
Travis, give us some Christmas. Give us some Christmas songs.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. And then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Hey, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, "Yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history."
There you go. People, for right here in Amazon, you can get the ukulele, that Amahi ukulele. You can get the Chord Buddy for ukulele, the lesson plan book, the song book, the tuner, the all-in-one combo, everything right there. $149.95 delivered right to your home. Music, you'll be playing Christmas songs, and coming up this next week, it's Thanksgiving. It's going to be Black Friday coming up. I tell you what, I would rather be home playing music on a ukulele or a guitar than trying to face the crowds at the mall, Travis.
Well, if you're going to do it, at least take a ukulele with you so you can calm the savage beast that will be out there.
There you go. Hey, show us some more songs and some of the advanced techniques that you can do with the Chord Buddy on a guitar there. And I'm going to highlight the combo kit there. You get the guitar, the Perry guitar, the award-winning Perry guitar, the Chord Buddy learning system, the lesson plan book, which will wean you away from using the Chord Buddy to using just your fingers on the strings in 2 months, a song book with over 100 songs color-coded on how to play it, and picks, everything you need right there, the tuner, all in one kit.
Yep. I'm going to show just a little advanced technique here. And I'm always on the fence about advanced techniques, and here's why. I don't want this Chord Buddy to be the do-all, end-all. I don't want it to do everything and you never remove it. But having said that, when you do remove it, you're going to have to use more than one finger. So you're going to have to use 3 fingers, 2 fingers. So anyway, more than one. There is no one-fingered chords on a 6-string guitar. So here's a little technique to get more fingers involved. If you start with your blue, and then with your middle, add the green. Get that? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. So by doing that, Scott, you can get the boogie woogie pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So,
very common in so many rock
not
songs.
in the book that you can use.
Yeah, it's that is the basis for so many songs. Obviously, Elvis was there. Chuck Berry used that type of pattern a lot.
And that used so much. I mean, gosh, tens of millions of times in songs.
and one of the demonstrations that you've done over the years, Travis, that we've worked together is you've showed people how using the same chord pattern, but just a different strum pattern. And again, with Chord Buddy learning system, you start learning the strumming pattern. And you were talking about how important that is, but the strumming pattern with the same chords in the same order, you can get completely different songs.
Yeah, and I'm gonna really show y'all something here. I'm gonna show you a new song that I've just written. And I purposely did exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so to go through, what are you talking about? You can make different patterns. Here's a very popular one that goes from blue to red to yellow to green. So what songs use this pattern? A big one that comes to mind is when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. So Let It Be. Another one comes to mind is lay down south to the land of the pine, under my way to North Carolina. Wagon Wheel.
Wow.
Great song. Also, Frozen is the same way. Well, there's another song that's done the same way, and it's one I wrote that we're fixing to release, and it's called Dashboard Angel. And I'm just going to let you hear a little bit of it, and it uses that same pattern. I'm playing along with it.
Chasing ghosts from my mistakes. Headlights on an empty highway, hauled heavy from the weight. Radio barely picking up a song from 1992. When I saw that old picture of you smiling in my rear view, and I swear you were there like an angel on the dashboard, telling me I'm.
That's a good song, ain't it?
Yeah, Travis, that's a great song. I love that. It's the same pattern as those other two songs that you had played, Wagon Wheel and Let It Be, but that rhythm pattern changes it so much from kind of a classic rock by the Beatles to a very pop country style.
Pop country, exactly. Yep, that song is called Dashboard Angel, and seriously, we're releasing that song on Spotify. So you'll be able to download that song,
and you were playing along with it. And here's a great thing.
How'd that sound, by the way? I haven't done that. That's the first time. Did it sound okay?
Yeah, it sounded good. We could hear both. You were playing along, and because you were in tune, because you used the Chord Buddy, the patented Chord Buddy tuner, your guitar was in tune, and you could play along with it. And so I'm going to tell people you can buy a Chord Buddy learning system. Get the complete package. If you don't have a guitar in the closet in the base, get the complete system. You could be playing, and then you can go to Spotify. You can play Dashboard Angel by what's the band's name, Travis?
Highway Halo.
Highway Halo, yeah. And then you can play along with it because you'll just learn the chords for that song right here on Amazon Live. That remarkable, Travis.
Yep, I'll show you a picture of this band, and I tell you what, I think they're going to do really good. As I have to go through all my day trading stuff.
Well, and let me just say too that well, while you're looking that up, the Chord Buddy learning system unit itself will fit on many electric guitars. So if you think, I'd really like to play an electric guitar, you can buy a Fender or a Gibson or a Jackson or whatever it is. There you go. Look at that.
That's Halo, Highway Halo. That's performing that song there.
Wow. Well, that's fun. And so people can buy an electric guitar if you have an electric guitar. And
Chord Buddy works great on electric.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little better because the strings are lower on electric. So it's
a little
easier.
lighter string and a little lower action, as they call it. And that's the distance between the string and the neck, the action. People learn a lot about the instrument, Travis, when they get the Chord Buddy learning system, because in the book, you're not just showing people how to use the chord. You're actually teaching them about the guitar.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, and not, I mean, we literally start, I wish I had my book here, but we start from the parts of the guitar. We teach you what the bridge is for, what this is called, the bow, what the heel of the guitar. We teach you everything, because listen, when you're learning guitar, just like learning to drive a car or anything, you need to learn the parts of what you're dealing with. The headstock, the tuning keys, the nut, the neck, the truss rod, the frets. I mean, we teach you everything.
And with the Chord Buddy learning system, Travis, you've got, not only do you have, if you get the combo set, which is $299, right? For right here on Amazon, I've got highlight in the carousel, $299. I challenge someone to go out and find a guitar that you can actually play for $299. If you go to your local music store, good luck. But you can get for $299, you can get the award-winning Perry guitar, the Chord Buddy guitar learning system, the tuner, the learning book, picks, and the songbook with over 100 songs in it. But there are more books out there that people can get as well, including the holiday book, the worship book, the pop book. I mean, there's all kinds of songs literally hundreds and hundreds of songs that people can get the books right here on Amazon.
Yep. Absolutely. And guys, not that we're going to run out of Chord Buddies, because we won't, because we make those. But the ukuleles, I don't make these, and don't wait. I'm just saying, don't wait. Our Amazon orders tripled between last Tuesday and today. So don't wait.
The ukulele is a beautiful instrument. It's a great way if you are thinking you want to learn to play an instrument, but don't want to make a big investment. For $149.95, you can get the full thing. You'll be playing right out of the box, because Travis, every instrument that goes out, the guitars, the ukuleles, you personally inspect and set up every unit that goes out.
Every one. I did 6 yesterday. Jake's already got me 2 boxes, which is 8 set up to do today. And I can do a guitar in about, it varies from 10 to 20 minutes. Ukulele, it's smaller, takes me about 2 weeks to get a ukulele set up.
Really?
Well, and the reason it takes 2 weeks is these strings stretch for a long time.
Okay.
Now, once they finally stretch out, they'll stay in tune okay. But in the beginning, I bet I've retuned this uke, and I'm not exaggerating, probably 20 times. Now it's in perfect tune now, and it's staying in tune. But because these strings are nylon, they just stretch more than metal strings do on a standard dreadnought guitar.
And so they're pre-stretched when people get them.
If not, guys, if you buy a ukulele from anybody but me, and I swear to this, and it comes in untuned, you're going to be tuning that thing every song, every day, halfway through a song, you'll have to stop. I'm not kidding you. And because the string stretch like now, after 2 weeks, you'll be okay. But up until then, you're going to be out of tune a lot. And so, but I know that, and I know you as a beginner may get this and go, this thing don't work, or these tuning keys are not working right. They're stretching. No, it's just the string. So I do that for you. So you don't have to get it and fool with that for 2 weeks, so that you can get it in immediate play. Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
35 days to Christmas, everybody. And right here on Amazon, you can get the Chord Buddy learning system. If you have a guitar already in the closet, under the bed somewhere, if you don't have one, get the complete combo, $299 delivered. You can get it this week. You can be playing Christmas songs all weekend, and the rest of this week and all weekend. Travis personally sets up all the guitars. If you have any questions, Travis at chordbuddy.com as to what kind of guitar do I need? Is it going to fit? Send him a picture of the guitar neck with a ruler. And Travis, how wide? What's the size? What are we looking for? If people already have a guitar, what are we looking for?
All right, let me show you exactly how to measure this so that you won't make a mistake. All right, so guys, this is called the nut right here. Okay, so you want to measure across this nut. If it measures 1 3/4, 1.75 ish, because guys, there's thousands of different models of dreadnought. This style is called a dreadnought, but there's thousands of styles. Each one varies just a little bit. But if this nut is 1 3/4, it's a standard. If it measures 2 inches, and I don't have one in here, but if it measures 2 inches, it's a classical. We make one for classical, okay? So don't fret. But that's how you measure. Now, the other measurement that's important is to measure from the nut to the 1, 2, 3, third fret. Nut, 1, 2, 3, third fret. If it measures 4 inches, it's a standard scale length. If it measures 3.5 or 3.5, it is a short scale, and sadly, it won't work. Okay, now that's very few. There's not a whole lot of short scale guitars out there, but they are, and so measure that, and we just don't have one for that at this juncture. So,
well, it's that's good stuff to know, Travis. I know that you're there in Alabama, where Chord Buddy is made. Let everyone know that Chord Buddy is a U.S. product. When you were in Shark Tank, a lot of the sharks, especially Kevin O'Leary, was saying, why don't you have this made in Asia? And the only ones that are made in Asia, by the way, are counterfeit. So be wary of counterfeit Chord Buddies. The material is it's not the right material. It's going to be brittle. It's probably going to break. It's not going to fit on your guitar. It's not going to hold the strings down right. And you're gonna find something that says, "Wow, I got this for so little money." But I will tell you that the price of a Chord Buddy learning system, $44.95.
Here is a counterfeit. Here's the real one. They look a lot alike, don't they?
Yep.
They look identical, except that this has got a brass colored knob. But this one right here, and I'm not going to do it because I need to keep this because we sue them. But if I were to take this and turn it a little more than that, it would snap. It would snap. If I were to take this to mine, I'm doing this live, guys. But I can turn it completely. Look, and put it right back. Look, it goes perfectly back. We own the patent on this resin, and it is very similar to the shuttle's windshield.
Wow.
It's very similar to the bulletproof glass in the presidential motorcade. I'm talking extremely similar. This right here, if I were to do it, I'm tempted to do it, but because we'll have to have this in a lawsuit, it would snap. Anyway, our product.
So make sure you're buying from the Chord Buddy store. Yeah, make sure you buy it from the Chord Buddy store. Buy it on Amazon. Amazon is doing a very good job about policing counterfeits. Make sure you buy the original Chord Buddy made in Alabama, designed by Travis, because he had this idea on how to keep people playing guitar, because 70% of people start playing, they quit. And the Chord Buddy is a learning system. You start by learning the rhythm and how to strum, strengthening your fingers, learning how to use your different digits to put different pressure on up there on the neck. And then you wean yourself away from it. And Travis, next week is Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So are we going to be back next Tuesday, or you've got travel plans?
Nope. I'm here.
All right. We will be back next week on Amazon Live with the inventor, founder, and owner of Chord Buddy in Dothan, Alabama. Chord Buddy is a U.S.-made product. The books are printed in the U.S. Everything is done right there. It's assembled just feet away from Travis. In fact, last week, Travis, you showed us you were bagging up Chord Buddies to go to Amazon to ship out. So a lot of people are saying,
I worked myself out of business. I bagged everyone we had. And so she's building some for me to bag this morning. And they'll all be going right out to Amazon, so you watching this can order yours and have it in plenty of time.
Well, we're gonna close out today, and we're gonna put that little clip of you on Shark Tank out to close this out this week. Travis, I look forward to seeing you next week, and to everybody, happy holidays, and remember, 35 days to Christmas. So hit add to cart, buy your Chord Buddy today, be the hero.
Merry Christmas, everyone. See you next week.
My love is music. I have taught thousands of people to play the guitar. Sadly, I've seen thousands quit. The guitar is the most popular instrument in the world, but yet it is one of the most frustrating. We all want to play the guitar for one reason. You know what it is? To meet chicks. There's 4 buttons. It plays G, D, C, and E minor. With those 4 chords, you can play hundreds of thousands of songs. Y'all, that's done with 1 button. 1 finger.
Maybe you're really learning how to play the guitar by pushing a single button. Why are you learning anything?
Oh, man, the question I was waiting for. It is a cheat, I'll be honest, unless it does this. You pull that out. Now, instead of pressing a button, you're really playing a chord. We have a patented 2-month learning system.
Whenever I drive down the street with my girls and a good guitar riff comes on, I want to be a rock star so bad. If you can teach me how to play the guitar...
I promise you I can right now. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, I'll play, you sing.
Match the red one.
The red one?
Uh-huh. Amazing grace, green, just a green, just a green. How sweet, back to blue, the sound that saved.
We're jamming, baby!
A rich, go to red, like me. Woo! Y'all, what you've just seen him do would take at least 2 months.
That's true.